Hi, this is a teacher tutorial for Scratch Junior. This tutorial supports the medium-term plan and resources available. Furthermore, this unit of work has a cross-curricular link through the quality text Solo. To first introduce Year 2 to coding, I would start by unpicking algorithms. Give one child a whiteboard and pen and the other a simple drawing. The children sit back to back and one explains how to draw the image without giving it away. Then review the image. When it doesn't look the same, we can identify that we need to give clear, specific and accurate instructions. This is the same for algorithms. We're then ready to start coding. We're going to open the Scratch Junior app on our iPad and open a new project. Today we will not be using the cat sprite, so you can hold him down and press X to delete him. Then press the plus on the left hand side and choose a pre-made sprite. You could also design your own sprite using the paint tool. To select, press the tick. To then add a background, we press the picture along the top and choose one of the pre-made pictures. You could also create your own background if you wanted to. In our first lesson, we're teaching the basics of code. To do that, you need to drag a block down into the coding plane. To start with, we're going to use the Start on tab. However, later on, we will be using Start on green flag as it's a bit more sophisticated. To remove a block, you simply hold it and drag it back up and it removes itself. To start, we're going to want to move forwards and backwards. To edit the amount of steps, you just press the number and tap a new digit. You can then tap the penguin to see if your code works. We will then want to add a jump. Most children go for the up and down blocks first. However, we'd encourage them to debug their work and use the jump instead. To return to the start, you'll need to use this block, and then children can have the opportunity to explore some other basic codes before moving on to our next lesson. In the next part of the story, Finn calls for Flo. So first we're going to insert our characters, 2 penguins, and then insert our background. To make today's lesson a little bit easier, I'm going to use the paint tool to change the names of the penguins so I can see if it's Flo or Finn who I'm coding. Once I'm clicked on the correct sprite, I can start coding. I need a start block, so I'm going to start on tap, and then to do a speech bubble, I drag this block. I can change the speech bubble to whatever text I need. As you can see, there is no sound. To add sound, we can use the pre-recorded pop sound or record our own. Children could orally rehearse their sentence or make a fun penguin sound by pressing the microphone and then the red button. You can then drag this down into your code so it becomes part of your algorithm. To make this a conversation, we need to add some code to Finn with a start block, movement, speech bubble which we can change, and some sound which we can record ourselves. Because we want both algorithms to start at the same time, it would be best to introduce the Start on green flag. We would then need to introduce the wait block so that Finn and Flo don't talk at the same time. The seconds on this can also be debugged. Children can then explore the other blocks within Scratch, but that's it for lesson 2. In our third scene, Solo is caught in between 2 adult penguins, so we need to introduce our sprites. To make sure Solo looks like a baby penguin, we're going to edit him using the paint tool and change his colour and his name. We can then spread our sprites out and introduce our background for today. Before we start coding, we're just going to quickly shrink Solo by tapping the shrink button twice and then removing it. In this session, the 2 adult penguins are going to make a sound once they're tapped by Solo. To do this, we're going to introduce a new starting block, start on sprite tap, and then just make a sound. Solo is going to waddle in between the 2 adult penguins, and when he reaches them, turn around and walk to the other. We're going to want him to do this more than once, so we're going to be using a repeat block. To work out how many steps he needs to take, we put it into grid mode, which is next to the background picture. We can then change the amount of steps accordingly. This might take some time to perfect, so we'll definitely need to debug our code. In our 4th lesson, the bird swoops down to catch Solo, so we need to insert a penguin and a bird sprite. However, this bird sprite doesn't look the same as the one in the book, so children might want to edit the colours using the paintbrush tool. Again, we will need to shrink Solo and insert our background. The bird is going to swoop down and attack Solo, so we're going to create a swooping sequence within a repeat block. Solo is going to roll away from the bird, and to do this he's going to turn 12 times to do a 360-degree flip. We're going to put this within a repeat block again so it happens more than once. In our final lesson, we're going to consolidate our learning from the last 4 sessions and recreate the code within one project. To move within the pages within a project, you need to add the red background changing block. On the first page, you'd insert the second background changing block, and so forth. On your fourth page, you need to add a stop. You only need to have this block on one sprite per page, and to run from the beginning, you need to have the first page open. In addition to the Scratch Junior app, you also have the opportunity to use some unplugged blocks. I would start by asking children simple questions such as, can you make your sprite move forwards? Children can then use the unplugged blocks to create an algorithm which they may need to debug later on. This develops their logical reasoning and gets them ready to start coding. Thank you for watching.